All right, we'll continue this afternoon with the Geraldine Bulldogs and Coach Michael Davis starting his second year at his alma mater. And Coach, if you'd let the guys introduce themselves or you introduce them in their position and some opening comments from you today about this year's Bulldog team.
Okay, my name's Coach Michael Davis. To my right, far right, we have Cody Satterfield, number 2. He's an upcoming senior. Last year, Cody played all over the field for us, but this year we feel like he's found a home at receiver. He's had a tremendous offseason. We expect big things out of him. Sitting beside Cody, we have Jackson Colvin. Jackson was our starting quarterback last year. He's an upcoming junior. He plays outside linebacker for us as well. We expect big things out of him. He's been camping all over the place all summer, getting, from a preparation standpoint, getting to where he needs to be. Right beside me, I have Carlos Mann, a junior, defensive back, running back, receiver. He's another guy very similar to Cody that we've moved around all over the field. He can do it all for us. Very physical kid. We expect big things out of him as well. To my left, upcoming senior, 4-year starter at running back, Caleb Hall. Last year, he started out the season really well, battled some shoulder injuries, an ankle injury, you name it, he went through it. But he battled through it all year, and we expect big things out of him. He's had a really good off season. We expect him as well as all these other guys up here to perform like we know they can. To the left, we talk about injuries. It's a funny story here with Braden. Braden, as a sophomore, played a whole lot, due to COVID. And week 3, was it week 3? Yeah, it was week 3. Yeah, against Plainview, he tore his ACL. But usually when you tear your ACL, when you come back, you're a little bit slower. But I don't know if he's lost a sprint all summer in his group. It's weird. The guys call him a gazelle. He runs. He's in the best shape that he's ever been in his entire life, and we expect big things out of him on the offensive side of the ball as well as the defensive side of the ball. He plays defensive tackle and tackle on offense and defensive tackle on defense for us. But as far as our expectations for the Bulldogs 2022 season, we've already started on that. We've already accomplished some things that we want, and we talk about servant leadership and being serving your brothers and making it not about you but about your brothers and what you can do to make someone else's life better. And these guys have already attacked the off season and doing what we want to do, and they've made it about their brothers rather than themselves. And I'm super proud of them. And one question I had for Jeff, I sent him a text last night. I said, how many chairs will you have on the stage? Because I was stuck, because if there were 20 chairs up here, I would have brought 20 more guys. Like, we have that type of mentality around our field house, our community. There's so many people in our team that could have represented these guys up here and our team on the stage. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Coach, could you speak on the experience? Obviously, these guys are experienced. You've talked about them. Returning starters on offense and defense, and maybe how many players in the program now this year for the Bulldogs?
So players in the program, we have around 46, 9 through 12, and we have 42 junior high players. That's 7th and 8th grade in junior high. We, the year I took over, I think we had 37, and then we ended up with about 45 last year on the varsity team. So we're around that same number. In the spring, 9 through 12, you know how it is. Everyone comes back out. New coach, they feel like they have a new chance, new life. Some of them may have played in Pee Wee or junior high. We had around 60, but we're back around about 46. And then junior high, the parents have been spectacular as far as getting their kids where they need to be and things like that. So, 7th and 8th grade with 42 at a 3A school is really good for us. With some really good kids, really good parents, we expect really big things out of them as well. The defensive side of the ball, we returned 8 starters on the defensive side of the ball. All these guys on the stage, they're returning starters on the defensive side of the ball. We return 8. We have a lot of experience there. And being a year in the system, these guys they've had a really good offseason. They communicate well. We expect big things there. And then on the opposite side of the ball, we have 7 returning. So we have a lot of guys returning there. We lost two guys on the offensive line. One was an all-county, all-region 3-year starter, and then the other one was all-county honorable mention. So we expect our 3 that we have returning on the offensive line to pick it up, and they gotta pick up where those other 2 guys left off, and we're still searching for that. But the guy to my far left is going to be a big part of that, and he's going to make sure that they get to where they need to be. But we're getting where we need to be from a confidence standpoint, and going out and being ultimate competitors.
Coach Davis, I know it's your second year. Anytime a first-year coach, it's a mad scramble, learning players, trying to put in a system. Has these kids made it easier for you year 2 by focusing more on the little things to make this program build its foundation to get better every week?
So year 1 was all about setting the expectation, laying that foundation. Everyone always talks about it, but how we want to practice, and how we want to work out in the weight room and the pace that we want to go at and the expectations as far as attendance and being early. We talk about it all the time, being on dog time and all those little things. Now I wouldn't say on autopilot, but these guys, they take care of that stuff now. If somebody's slacking, they let them know. Like they don't care if they hurt their feelings, they're going to let them know. And now that part's handled, now we can focus on scheme. Now we can focus on adding more. Last year we were going to be as very basic as we possibly could, because without all those things that I said at first, you're not going to be successful. So from a mental toughness standpoint and these guys handling what they need to handle, we're a whole lot further along than we needed to be. Than we were last year at this point. And I tell them all the time, a player-led team is going to go a whole lot further than a coach-led team. They know these guys, they're with them every weekend, every day, every night. It's going to mean a whole lot more if these guys are leading, and they take ownership of the team. It's going to go a whole lot further. So they've embraced that, and they've done a really good job with it.
Well, this is for the players. Of course, Coach Davis is a young guy, so he I'm sure has a big influence over you guys. What has he meant to you so far? How big of an influence has he been for you on the field and off the field?
He pushes us to be the best players we can on the field and in the weight room, but he pushes us even harder to be the best men we can be off the field.
He pushes us through everything. Like, if we start slowing down in the weight room, he'll make us restart our set and just pick it up, make sure everybody goes hard all the time.
Yeah, he pushes us to our highest limit. He keeps the energy very high, and off the field, he makes sure that our GPA stays to a certain standard. And if we don't reach that, then he's not very happy with us.
Kind of like what Calvin said, he pushes us off the field to be the best man that we can be. He's helped me out a lot, and inside the weight room, he gets us right. I'll tell you that.
Kind of like all these other guys said about him pushing us. He does a great job at that, but he helps us just off the field, down the hallways, whatever. If we see Coach, we know, act right because Coach is here, but at the same time, we know to act right when Coach ain't there. And that's what our coach is good at, and just pushing us really hard.
Coach, we came out to the spring game, and we did a short reel video Instagram. And within 10 hours, that thing reached 21,000 people that we put it out. I say that to say this. Obviously, some of that's outside your community. I don't think 21,000 people live in Geraldine, but I guarantee you that fire got started from that community. So talk about your community a little bit and how special it is, a place to play and have that kind of support like you guys have.
Oh, it's awesome. And I'll speak for every DeKalb County, Jackson County school. Being able to coach at a blue-collar school where you have a bunch of blue-collar kids that work their tail off and that's all they have is athletics, it's amazing. That's all the community lives for is athletics and supporting their athletic teams. And, you don't have as much, and these guys have seen it because they've been camping all summer, but you don't have as much entitlement. Like, these guys, they do it because they love each other, they're brothers, they want to play with each other, but like the society that we live in today, like you have kids, if they're upset, they'll just up and leave. They'll go to a different school, or they want to know what's in it for them, but like, we're blessed, Sand Mountain schools, Jackson County, DeKalb County, we're all blessed. Like, I couldn't coach at another school. I couldn't coach at another school as far as, I got to have blue-collar kids. I got to have guys like this because that's what my purpose is here for. I want to be able to serve these guys and be able to make their life better. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. And, our community, as far as our community, to answer your question, like, they're fired up. Like, we've gotten so much stuff done. We have an indoor facility. We've got turf. We got batting cages. We're getting a new fence in. We got a practice field. I'm forgetting things, but we've gotten so much done in a short amount of time. It's because they're fired up, and it's been there. It's been there, and, that goes back to building a program. Instead of a football team, we're trying to build a program, at Geraldine, and that's what we're doing, and that's what we've done. We had our youth camp this past Friday. I think we had around 77 kids there. That's huge. First year one, I think we had 46, 47, something like that. So it's going up a whole lot. And there's a lot of kids that didn't come because they're at the beach. And that goes back just to, the kids at being excited, seeing these guys down the hallway. They respect these guys. They think they're superheroes. And our parents and our community is awesome, and we're getting where we need to be. And we're excited to see where this thing goes.
I'm going to ask two questions, one football related, one non-football related. And the first one, Jackson, this one's for you. I've kept up with you on Twitter and seen some of the videos that you guys have shared about camp and the progressions that you have made. How has that gone from your viewpoint? Because we only get to see just a handful of that, just a small taste. What has that been like for you this summer, going to these camps and getting some of that focus solely on you and your game and getting prepped up for the 2022 season?
It's good. It shows you how good you actually are going up against some of the best kids in Alabama at these camps. And you get to meet some new people, meet some new coaches, and it prepares you a lot for in-game and stuff. For on Friday night when you're throwing these passes like you just were in camp, it feels like muscle memory. So it should be a lot easier this year.
And my second question for Coach Davis, first of all, I'll see you in a few weeks. I look forward to that because of what I'm about to ask, and I'm trying not to cry, but I have to step out of my job because I'm a youth pastor. This area, we can talk about it. There's a lot of areas in the country you can't. But in this area, we can because this is God's country, as we like to say. This is the Bible Belt. Yesterday, just even yesterday, I had a young man at the Marshall County Media Day stop me and tell me he had announced his call to preach. 19 years old, and how that impacted me and how awesome it was to hear. But you guys, just in the last few weeks, you've shared the news on Twitter. You've not been ashamed of it, and I'm proud of that, to say that, first of all, and to see that. But second of all, you're talking about making it about the team. I saw the videos of the team and the parents getting together at the field and having a baptism with Coach Jones. I wonder, I don't even really have a question for that. I wonder if you could just talk about that, because for me, that makes me want to shout glory, to watch these young men make these decisions for something bigger than football or anything in this life.
You're going to make me tear up just talking about it. But and that goes back to what I was saying about expectations and us already accomplishing, things that we want to accomplish, and we ain't even played a game yet, And it gives me chills just talking about it. We're already winning, regardless of what happens in 2022. Like, what happened, a couple of weeks ago it already tops any result that we're going to get, moving forward in the future. And, whether we go 0-10 or regardless, that ultimately matters, And I don't care to talk about this. I had people upset, that happened. But at the end of the day, I know what's right, and if something happens to me, it's okay. I can lay my head down at night and know that, we have teammates. These guys have teammates out there that they were unashamed, and they wanted to, show them that it was okay and what they believed. And that goes back to say what their teammates think about them. They wanted to do it. They could have done it at church, but they wanted to display in front of everyone, in front of these guys, that it was okay. You know, it was okay to put their faith in Jesus Christ, and they wanted to do it right there on the 50-yard line, and that's what happened. You know, it gives me chill bumps just even talking about it, but I've never been a part of anything like that, and it was incredible. It's truly incredible.
Coach, I can say amen to that. I've got one last question I want to ask the guys. Coach has alluded to it in his opening comments about expectations. There's a lot of expectations for this football team at Geraldine High School this year. Are y'all embracing those expectations? Are y'all looking forward to those expectations? Can you speak on that?
Yes, sir. We're really looking forward to this year. You know, Coach goes on about it's just the next one. So we're going to worry about the next one. And we're going to work hard, and we're going to reach our highest potential this year.
We know that this year we're going to be held to a higher standard because of how we played last year, and we're excited to meet these expectations that have been set for us.
We're held to a standard by Coach, so like the players are going to have to hold the younger kids to a standard. So like if one of the older players get hurt, the younger kids are going to have to step in and do something.
Not only are we held to a high standard of going 10-0 and then 5-0 in the playoffs, but I mean, we're held to that standard each and every week of are we doing everything right week by week and to go win that game on Friday night.
Yeah, I got no doubt in my mind we're going to meet the expectations this year. Coach pushes us every day to be the best player we can be, and I think everyone's getting there. We're getting right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Coach Davis. Good luck to the Bulldogs this year. We appreciate you participating today.
I appreciate you guys and what you do for high school athletics. Thank y'all.